My name is Joe, and I am part of the customer growth team with BidX. I'm going to take you through a short video here and go through the most important parts of our BidX platform and the benefits that we have to offer for Amazon sellers and most importantly, Amazon advertisers. To start right from the beginning, we have a platform here where the main thing that we do is we optimize bids, we increase or decrease keywords across all the campaigns within a seller's account. So we will change bids either up or down to reach the target ACoS that a customer enters in. We also do, so that's bid optimization there. We do keyword management. We have day parting through our schedules. We are a data analytics platform where you can look at all of your campaigns here. And we are great with our reporting. So just right off the bat, looking at the tool here, we have three main sections. We have the dashboard section and the discover section, which are more those analytics based kinds of sections where we are going to be able to see all data within the accounts and really customize it any way that we want to look. We also have this management section here that I'll jump to in just a minute. And that's kind of the heart of the tool. And that's where we'll do all of our day parting, AKA changing up our bids or our budgets at different parts of the day. That's also where we have our bid management and our keyword management and all logs that we have of any of those changes that are going on. So right from the beginning, this dashboard section here that we have, very nice. Everything is super customizable here. You can see here, it's really easy to edit the layout and change how things look. You just kind of like drag and drop. You can make things bigger or smaller, but maybe I don't have a great eye for design, so I'm just going to leave this alone. There's a lot you can do. We have all sorts of different ways to visualize and measure your data. That is all available right through here. And something that people really like, especially our agency customers, is the fact that we can export these. Wrong click. We can export all of these dashboards here, and they come out, and you can put in like your agency or your company logos. You can change up the colors here to be, whatever your corporate colors are. I don't know many that are orange and purple, but it'd be kind of cool. And yeah, that's all available right through the dashboard. You can filter things based on different date ranges. You can go by things looking at like a portfolio or a particular ASIN or any kind of ways that you want to look at your data here. We'll notice here we have segments, and that's actually a nice little tie into me jumping into the segment management of the tool, which is kind of like the key part of our tool. So this segment management is where a lot of the value of the tool comes in here. So the way that we look at our bid adjustments here is we're going to segment everything into the accounts into segments. We're going to divide it into segments. That's a better way to put it. So you can split this up kind of whatever way you want to do. So this is all just kind of like an example account, but let's say that I sold hats. So let's say that I have baseball caps, and I have winter caps, and I have visors. So the three of those are going to have three different groupings of campaigns that you would put into different segments where you can assign different automations and rules. Let's say you want this 80% ACoS here for your ball caps. But then when I get into, a winter cap, I want to run a tighter ACoS at like 30%. So you would divide the campaigns into these different portfolios or segments that we have, and you can assign different automations and different rules. The automation is kind of just like our base approach. We're going to look at the target level, so every keyword within every campaign of the account, and we're going to make an adjustment either up or down to bids based on essentially just the difference in the target ACoS versus the real ACoS. There's a lot more to that backend algorithm there, but we'll just focus on just that. So if that'll just say, I'm at a 50% ACoS, I want to reach a 30% ACoS right here. We can also get more particular with what we want to do to our campaigns and more creative when we have the addition of these individual rules. So we could say, I like to say that anything that we can do as an account manager that's looking at their advertising, I can make an individual rule to automate that process. So like if I were to say that if I have a target that has I'll take baseball cap again, right? So let's say I'm looking at that target or that keyword, and I don't have any impressions. And let's say if my impressions are less than 1,000 right here in a certain day, and my current bid is less than 50 cents, then I want to increase my bid by 30% because that's a really important keyword for me. And I want to make sure that my bid is high enough or I can serve 1,000 impressions. And that's just like a quick look at what those individual rules you can do, but they're awesome because you can really customize them. And again, any action that you can do as an advertising manager, we can be flexible enough to create an individual rule for. We also have this idea here of scheduling where we have a few different types of schedules. But a cool thing about us is that we can do not only just regular schedules of, I want my bids, these daytime schedules, my bids during the morning hours to be higher and then like boost up my budgets in the afternoon. We can do that based on the day, the time, but we can also do this KPI schedule, which is really cool. So we can look at like our share of voice, our stock level, or our bestseller rank, for example. I like to look at sub BSR because it's more category specific. And we could essentially just say that if we are between a certain range on our sub BSR, I'm not going to jump all the way in, but if we're between like, let's say we're number 5 in our sub BSR and we want to be number 1, and then we don't want to fall below 5, we could allocate more capital to certain campaigns in order to make sure that we're at a certain sub BSR. And that's something that not a lot of other companies offer and really makes us unique here. Also within here, another thing I wanted to point out is we have this great campaign creator. And within this campaign creator, we can just go for an ASIN or a basket of ASINs, and we can make ads for sponsored product, sponsored brand, and sponsored display all at the same time. So rather than going through the Amazon advertising console and just going auto campaign, restart, broad campaign, restart, PAT campaign, blah, 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 you can make up to like, I think it's 15 campaigns at once when you do the sponsored product, sponsored brand, and sponsored display all like this. It's a super great time saver. And all of our clients, they love it. Once they start making campaigns through BidX here, they don't stop. There's more to the tool here, but I don't want to do a ton into it. The last thing I want to show is just our analytics section that we have here. And, obviously we have more than that. We have AI offerings with our Copilot, which basically connects the data that you have within your accounts to our AI agent that can analyze and make recommendations for you. But I'm a data guy, so I really like this analytics section. It's just kind of a alternative to what you have in Campaign Manager, where you can look at it like a table-based view of all of your campaigns and see within a certain campaign what is actually going on. And you can go for the different time frames. You can get in, go look at the different targets. This is all test data here. And you can just get a really detailed look and just jump in and out. And it's like a super fast load time. And you're just going to get really great quality data within here. I'm not going to bore you too much on the analytics side, but I'm going to tie this all together here. We have a lot of different offerings within our tool. And what I would say are our kind of ideal customer profile is A, an agency, B, a larger client, or larger client meaning like having an amount of ad spend, I'd say upwards of $15,000. I think that when you're recommending tools to different people, there's different tools that match up for sellers at different points. And it's about how you're looking at things and what your approach is. Like something like AdComic, for example, from Helium 10, I would say is more geared towards like a seller between 10 and $0 and $10,000 in ad spend. Quartile is kind of geared towards somebody that has a select a small portfolio of products. They just have just a few licenses. Where for us, it's for more of a mature seller or an agency, because with these rules and with these automations, you're able to make the more data that we have, the better we're able to make adjustments. And obviously, when there's more ad spend going on, there's more campaign data, and that's going to lead us to having more adjustments. It's going to lead to more accurate adjustments. And with the way we structure our segments and all the corresponding rules and everything that we have, you're going to have a lot more scalable actions and a lot tighter control. Um, yeah, the last couple things that I wanted to highlight is, just in summary, we have these great customizable dashboards that make it really easy for your customers to visualize your data. Plus, I think they're kind of pretty looking. Look at that. That's a nice dashboard. Our segment management approach makes everything super granular with how you can put together your different automations and rules and where you apply them to. We're super transparent with our adjustment logs here, and we're able to do scheduling or day parting for more than just time of day, but we can look at different KPIs rather than just looking at the profitability type data points. And then the last thing is, we just have a great analytics platform where you can get a really great view at everything within the accounts.